to get attached to a man. I had to get attached to someone else. For me, if I remember now, I say, thank you, Jesus, anyway, that I didn't end up with this person. Is another disadvantage about it is that you're looking for happiness everywhere. It might be a man, especially, you know. I got attached to someone, even the person was also abusive. You understand? But
well, that's what it happens. Now, that's the point I'm trying to make, sir.
Yeah.
And people say I'm the cry actress.
I see you're still crying again. This is not a movie now. Oh.
Reality. This is reality.
Auntie, don't worry.
What hurts me here?
Well, you told me you are fine, that you'll be strong. It's okay. It's but I told you what I've become today. You said you're proud of me, right?
I'm very proud of you. But there's a point I'm trying to make here. When you attempted suicide, that was many years ago, but your mom didn't. So
no.
As a mother, imagine that you think you're doing something for your kids, only to find out 2014, many years later, you're grown and you've got her own family, and then she now tells you, oh, Mom, guess what? I tried to kill myself twice, not once, but I tried a second time. Do you know how heartbreaking? Your mom, how would you feel? And that's what's making me cry. I don't want to cry, you know, but it touches me.
That I will not allow to happen to my kids, because I am too careful, over careful, because of what happened to me. But my mommy was so shocked. She felt guilty. I saw the guiltiness on her face. Yeah. She was shocked.
I'm shocked when
my mother was so shocked, and she said, how did you do it? How did it happen? I gave her 2 instances that it happened, and she was like, I was busy caring for somebody else's daughter, and you did the same thing. Because the first one, I don't know what happened. They have volume 5. I told you volume 5, you know, this volume 5 they swallow when they couldn't sleep. So they have it just close to their bed, you know, the wardrobe. I took up of maybe 10. Instead of maybe they said it's 1 or 2, I took 10. I don't know how it happened. Wow. I just swallowed it. I said, let me sleep and not wake up. I didn't even sleep, not to talk of dying. And after about maybe 1 year, I don't know about, I heard a sister of mine also there is another people that we were much around our society. A sister also tried to commit suicide by taking battery, you know, battery, a bigger one, branded, and the sister was unconscious. They rushed her to the hospital. And when I heard about it, I said, good, I'm going to try this one. I tried it, and it didn't happen.
Because God has a plan for you.
And it didn't happen. So when I told my mother said, Evansa, so you tried this? Hey, Abie, upon everything I was telling you, it's not your fault. You know your father's aggressiveness is choo-choo. You know, African parents, they always believe there is something diabolical in one. That is how we deceive ourselves. There is always something diabolical, that what is happening to somebody was never normal. There is somebody that is doing something to somebody. That is what they always believe. You understand? My mother said, thank God. My mother started worshiping God, and she started praying. Something pushed me to remind her of that anyway. Like, something pushed me to remind her of that. I said, stop, Mama. After how many years you're still in this? Do you know how it has affected me with you and this man? I don't want to hear anything after 20, I think that 20 years ago, after 20 years, you still, blip. Let me tell you now, I was so bold, and I said it. And she said, ah.
Yeah. You know, again, for those of you just tuning in, it's your girl, Ameze, okay? Miss Ameze, Auntie Ameze, okay?
Irene, thank you, my sister. Thank you.
And Abies, here you are, sharing her story. Well, of course, she's going to come back, because I'm going to our journey to becoming the wonderful beautiful, great mother and wife that she is today. But it didn't start pretty. It started on a very bad note, you know. Now, one of the things that I want to ask you, because for those of you who have been following me, I have talked about it on my YouTube channel, and I've also talked about it here on Instagram, because it's something that is real. People are dying, you know. It results in fatality. People lose their life. And I'm actually, one of the reasons why I'm doing this Breaking Limits again.
Thank you, Mommy.
And
Good start. Thank you.
now that's not to say, because I know a lot of men say, well, men get abused too. I know. I have guys, I have men and wives. However, statistics have shown us that women, you know, the percentage for women is higher. It is very, now I don't know why, you know. It could be that because men don't talk, men are not taken seriously. I mean, how many men are going to come out and say a woman is abusing them and can still face the world? You know, people shame women, you know. But again, we're going to grow with, you know, we're going to go through different milestones with Abieyuwa. Now, I want us to talk about the gravity of the abuse. What type of abuse did you see physically against your mother? Because again, what I've told people, abuse propagates abuse. People who are bullied go on to, and they go on to be abusers. You're not one of them, but I know people who are falling into that vicious cycle. Is very, very diabolical. It's very, very evil. But we need to understand that when a woman is abusive, usually there's a history there. And that's why I'm starting this Breaking Limits with Abieyuwa's story. What form of abuse did you see? First of all, with your mom, because you as the daughter saw this. Eventually, it came to you too. But how would your dad abuse your mother? What kind of abuse?
There was emotional abuse and physical abuse. The emotional abuse that it has to come with different types of women in the name of my mother. You know, there was no, as I said, we were female. At that time, there was no male. So every now and then, there is always a woman that they are sure that will give them the female. I wouldn't want to say, there is sometimes, even as young as I was, I hear sexual interaction with my father and with other women, trying to tell my mother, go out, walk out, we don't need you. You know, that one is another. That is the emotional. You know, when you see your husband with different women, and sometimes you won't even see him for 1 week, 2 weeks.
And he's not providing care. And then when
he wasn't providing. We were the one that, when it comes to school fees, eating, financial aspect, my mother was the one. So that was the time I grew up at 10 years. I started joining my mother to do the farming. We did all kind of farming. Is it cassava, going to cut grass for people? We did anything that would bring us money. Anyway, not when I said anything, doesn't mean that my mother sold herself or I sold myself. We did farming. That is what I was farming. Really, we did farming a lot. So this is how.
Yeah, I said she worked hard and she used, you know, she
worked hard. She did a very strong woman, strong and courageous. She was always courageous. She was always believing that something good will happen one day, that my father would change one day. She was living on that. And for the physical, you said, Mommy?
I said, before we go into that, another thing. Yeah, because I don't want us to, again, I want people to grow with us, you know?
Yes.
How you got here, you know? Story. I always tell people this: don't tell me, if you have not walked in my shoes, don't tell me how to feel. Okay? Today, for whatever reason, oh, she's smiling, she's this, she's boisterous, or she's strong. Well, you pass through the fire. You pass through the fire. Or it could be, it doesn't take nonsense. Well, it passed through the fire. You know what I mean? So our past shapes our future. Now, again, it can shape it for bad or for good, you know. So we're talking about the different types of abuse because, again, it's all about breaking this limit, and you did. So that's why you broke the limit, you broke the cycle, you broke that, you know, because I can attest today, because you and I have talked, you know, behind the camera, that what your mom goes, you will never go through it. Where you are, never with your kids, but then
I can't.
never. And I thank God for it. But we need to establish, because some people will be like, hey, she's talking about, okay, the dad was so bad. What was so bad about it? Okay, now we've established the man is a philanthropist. You know, he would go out, bring women. I don't know how many women today will stay at home, have their man bring. You see me?